Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you are probably a beginner artist learning digital art or trying to create a better workflow for your art, level up your work, and eventually create a living out of your digital art. Because yes, this is definitely possible no matter when you start. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button down below to encourage me to create more useful videos for all of you. So let's start with layers. What are layers? When I started out in Photoshop a long time ago, one of the first things I have learned was how to use layers. My mother, who had years of experience in doing graphics in Photoshop, told me what they are and how they work. And for me back then, it easily made sense because I had been drawing already in pencils for a few years, and the layers had exactly the thing that traditional art was missing. Let me show you in this drawing how it works. So I have my rough sketch, alright? This is an already finished drawing, so I will present my layers and thought process in here. So I have previously sketched this, it's quite basic, so I will want to add some details like maybe clothes. For some reason, I don't have the detailed sketch saved anymore, so I will jump in the second layer, which is the line art. So if I were to erase the sketch, it wouldn't affect my line art because they are on different layers. And of course, you don't have to erase the sketch in digital art since you can simply hide it. Now let's see how we go about blocking in our colors. I usually start with a gray color that would block the whole character's silhouette because I will then use a trick for time efficiency. Line art needs to stay on top for a while in the beginning stages. Now, what I did next was create a new layer on top of the gray one and clip it to the gray one below. You will see that because I am painting on top of a gray layer, in order to keep the shadow I painted earlier, I will use the layer modes to my advantage. And I usually make overlay layers for lighter colors that will go above the gray, or multiply if the colors will be darker than the gray. So that's virtually all the other layers except the skin and the white of the drawings. And it's important to keep these items on different layers when you are blocking your colors, because if you want to change, let's say, the color of the skirt, you can simply select the layer and modify its colors from the adjustments menu and only change the skirt and not the other details of the drawing. Let me also demonstrate with the hair why is the combination of a base layer of the silhouette and the clipping layers useful. Let's see what happens when I unclip this layer. The red of the hair is everywhere outside of the lines because now the layer is not limited to the pixels of the gray silhouette. But we turn it back on and we save ourselves a few minutes of manually erasing around the hair. Now, once you have your base layers in place and you know that you don't want to change any other color, go ahead and duplicate the group of layers and then flatten the image. Now let's get on to our shading process. Over here, I altered a bit the skin color by duplicating the skin layer from the first group and setting it on multiply above this merged layer. And I set the opacity to something like 20% so that it will only give a tint of color to the skin. Now we will want to take these base colors and add some depth to them. So we will start with a shading layer, which is essentially a light purple put on multiply. Essentially, multiply darkens the colors of the layer beneath in the hue that you choose on the multiply layer. So the purple is not obvious to the skin, but it generates a cool shadow. If I used red instead of purple, it would be a dark red shadow. Then on a separate layer, I select the color of the eyes and create some shading and the iris of the eyes. I make a bunch of more layers for different shading and lighting effects, all in order to create depth. I will make a different tutorial on shading some other time. So So normally this would already be a finished illustration, but I usually go a little bit further with adding details. I will also exemplify this step in other videos. So let's see how it looks like when it's finished. Also guys, if you are interested in more content on digital art, head over to my website mlara.net and subscribe to my email list in order to receive free goodies and a lot of special content. Sometimes I share drawings only on my email list and I don't post them anywhere else. Hope you guys found this tutorial useful, and if you did, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and until next week, check out my other videos.